once again. My name is Shiron the Gamer, and today I have a couple of hours to play games, and because I ended the second round, I wanted to show you how I could level up a couple of players and how the standing was the standing of the whole championship. First, I would like to show you the magic Excel sheet, and there you can see that we have only three teams that could win both of their first round matches, first two rounds: the Little Shields Unicorns and the Frosthounds, the Norse team. All the three are able to win in the early season and in the late season as well. And yeah, Dragon Avengers has 0 draws. I don't know why, it was clear. And there is only 2 teams that couldn't achieve any point. Yeah, as you can see, the Puny Crushers, the Ogre team, is here. I think they are the weakest of all of my teams, but there is a huge surprise. The Cheesebeggars, the Skaven team, is here as well, and they couldn't, I don't know, they just couldn't get a draw or a win. Maybe later in the season it will change. There is Hippos, didn't receive any touchdowns, neither the Frosthounds and the Birdiecags. As I mentioned earlier, these three are extremely bashy teams, and I can handle bashy teams better in defense, but they can't score that easily either, so it's a little bit problem. And there are a couple of surprises. I don't want to show you all the details. My prediction is that the Puny Crushers will end here in the last place or around here, but the other side champions and the Cheesebeggars has to level up. I think after that they receive the star player points, they will change the pace and they will get to the top of the list. Man's Nightmares, it's Mandamasha is fine. They will be in the second half of the whole pack, and the Vampires too. Faceless Avengers, they received a couple of injuries and they had some problems. I think they can score a little bit more points later. Tricky Snakes, it's fine. Silent Hole, it's an interesting, because I'd like to show you the skills as well. They have now an extremely strong werewolf. Scarlet Heaven, it's fine. King of Lizard Wizards, the Lizardman team is a little bit under, I don't know, how can I say it? I'm a little bit disappointed because of them. The lack of the block skill is extremely bad for them. I think after that they can level up their Sauruses, they can score much easily, but now they rely only on the Skinks, and it's a little bit one-sided. If the Skinks are out, they aren't able to just score or get the ball. Forgotten Princes and the Noble Elves, they almost had a draw against the Ogres in the first round. It was very surprising for me, but I had to relearn the game, of course. So after these first 2 rounds that I learned a lot, now I think I can play a little bit better. And the Birdiecags is here. In the early season, the dwarfs are extremely strong because of their block and tackle skills, but later I think they will fall back because they just can't score many touchdowns. So if they receive a couple of them, they aren't able to get a draw. Dragon Avengers is interesting because they lost, I don't know, as I remember, 3 players. Yes, I think 3 dead players were there. But yeah, now I'd like to show you exactly the teams in a
there are loads of
fast
stats
way.
on every
Scarlet
coach
Heaven,
you encounter, all part of your Cabal vision.
they are. I could level up 2 players. One of them, both of them are the Blitzers. One of them has the Mighty Blow, the other one has Tackle. I think they can be extremely good with that, I hope. I'd like to buy for them. They have the 3 rerolls and the Apothecary, so I'd like to buy an Ogre for them. It's fine. The next team is the Deadly Seapos, the Orc team. They received a couple of injuries in the first round, and now they have a Blitzer who could level up, as you can see. And they had the money to buy a troll. I wanted to. I know that I have to pay 120k for the next team reroll, but I wanted to buy a troll. I liked the play style of them, especially because I'd like to buy a goblin as well for a one-turn TED as a possibility. Burdick Eggs. The Burdick Eggs, as I mentioned, the dwarf team, they were fine in the early rounds. One of their Troll Slayers could buy the Mighty Blow, and the Blitzer could have the guard. These two players leveled up. They are fine, I think. Actually, the biggest thing in the dwarf team that they are fine. Here they are. That's it. That's all. I don't want to buy any other players for them. They are done. Cheeseburgers. Okay.
Yes, I saw your
These
Skavens
were disappointed. But now,
The following riot was really quite
Zazu
wonderful.
of Cheeseland is here. She has a +1 moving ability, so she can run 10 squares plus the 2 in the move, so it is interesting. And there is the other one, another gutter runner, and this one is I think it's a defending player for a sec with a strip ball. One of them will miss next game. As you can see, the number 8 player, he is a regular line rat. Vier of Ichi is out for the next game. He is not here. Forgotten Princess is I don't know. Did someone level up? Yes, 2 of them. Only one. Only one. The catcher. Yes, the catcher. He has block. I wanted to give them a block because it is more safety for him, and I'd like to play with them as a. Why they have all of the same places? Yeah, Bobby, the Killer Princess, is here as well. A couple of players had their new names, and okay, that's it for the Princess. Nothing special.
Did you know you have a fan club?
The Little Shades. They didn't have the money to buy a new team reroll, and they couldn't buy a Witch Health either. But they have an extremely strong Blitzer with tackle and dodge skills. He could level up twice, so he is the first player who could achieve the 3rd level. And they have another Blitzer with Blodge. They are extremely strong. I think they will be one of the greatest team in the later season. The Dragon Avengers. I mentioned they lost 3 of their players. 3 of them died, and actually one of the blockers were dead as well, so I just could buy another one. But meanwhile, they lost a couple of players. They could level up, a couple of them too. One of them has the tackle. I'd like to give tackle for them because there are lots of dodging players. And there is another blocker who has guard. I'm not sure it is the perfect play to use them, but because they have wrestle, I just couldn't give them block, and the Mighty Blow doesn't help them that much, so I wanted to give them a guard because without the big guy they doesn't have much strength. Fat Mate just leveled up. I gave them a block. It can help against a couple of teams because a couple of teams doesn't have block on the line of scrimmage.
Of Bloodrider.
Other side champions, the Chaos team, they had some difficulties. One of their players, I think, lost one of the moving -1 to moving ability, I think. Yeah, I think that was the reason that I fired him. There is a Beastman, Trokpao. He has the Sure Hands. I wanted to give him some kind of mutation, but the Sure Hands helps him more. I had a really big problem with the Chaos team to pick up the ball. So I just wanted to have one ball carrier. And one of the Chaos Warriors could level up, so he has now block. The next team is the Frost Hounds. They won both of their first 2 rounds matches, but they want to buy one more team reroll and the Yeti. I'd like to buy for them, and as you can see, only Odin could level up. The reason of that is because he could score 3 touchdowns and none of the other players. He has now the dodge. It's not a huge deal, but I think it will help them a little bit more to have a safe player. And there is another interesting team, Silent Hall. I mentioned earlier in this video that one of their werewolves could level up. Actually, he has 15 star player points, so not just 6 but 15. So I think he will level up again. And I rolled a double for him, so I could choose the Mighty Blow. So he has Frenzy, Mighty Blow and Claw with moving ability 8. And he is close to level up again. I'd like to give him, of course, the block skill. Or a +1 strength, I don't know. The Necromantic team doesn't have any other leveled up player, but they could buy a Gaul. I don't like them, but I just wanted to have in the roster. I don't know, he can help me. I think I'd like to buy another team reroll, but they didn't have the money for that. Now, one on the team and the other one, the Vampires. They had a lot of casualties. Of course, they killed their own trolls. One of them are dead, and the Vampires couldn't level up. Actually, only 2 of the Vampires have star player points, and only Baldo could level up. I gave him a kick. Maybe that can help them a little bit more. In the team rerolls, they have 3. I'm not sure I'd like to buy more. Maybe a couple of trolls, because most of the matches they are outnumbered. And here come the goblins. They were outnumbered, and they outnumber a couple of other teams too. One of the trolls, Good Pew, could level up. I gave him a guard. I just rolled a regular, I don't know, something. And as you can see, there are a couple of missing players. As usual, the goblins have missed next games. And yeah, Dovgang could, yes, here he is, yes, I gave him a sidestep. The other one has sprint. I don't know why. I'd like to use different skills on the goblins, because most of them won't level up. I wanted to create a wrestler, but I'm not sure. I don't know why I didn't do it. Maybe later. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure how can I level up them easily. It will be awesome to create a wrestler with strip ball, but in that case you have to roll doubles for them, I think. Yes, because I just couldn't give wrestle, so that's the reason I didn't give him. Faceless Avengers, the Elven Union. As I mentioned, one of their players just almost died. That didn't help them, but later they could level up their catcher, who has moving ability 9, which is extremely good. He is not a one-turner now, but maybe later with a sprint, for example, he can become one. And there is another blitzer who has now block, sidestep and dodge. This isn't that scary as a war dancer, but hey, it's a thing. Of course, they want to buy another team reroll. I think after the next match they have the chance. And the Amazon team, Man's Nightmares. A couple of players here are renamed, but the problem is they lost a lot of players. 2 blitzers are out. They have to rebuy them. Both of them died. No, one of them actually lost one strength and the other one just died. The lineman has only a kick, so they are in a big trouble. I think they aren't the weakest team and they have to win a couple of matches more, but with these problems they couldn't score much touchdowns, they couldn't achieve casualties, so they couldn't level up in the first 2 rounds, and especially with this 2 loss, it's a lot. I think they have money. No, does they have money? No, they doesn't have money to rebuy one of the blitzers in this round, so yeah, it won't be an easy round for them. Neither the lizards. As I mentioned, one of the Sauruses
never went onto the field without a pair of Orchidas on my feet. They're the only ones.
One of the Sauruses
oversight.
could level up. That's fine. He has block, and one of the skinks could level up. He has sidestep. They want to buy a big guy. 2 of them leveled up. Yeah, one of them has sure feet. But how? I have to recheck this because as I see, this player doesn't have actually that many skill points or star player points. I will check it again. But they are fine. They need a big guy. They want to buy a Kroxigor as fast as possible. They doesn't have money, and they have to roll extremely good after this round if they want to buy one. Masha and the family is the next. They have the bear, and the bear just rolled a single roll, so I couldn't give a block to her. But now she has guard, and one of the blitzers has block. The other one has a +1 moving ability. I learned a lot about Kislev Circus in the first 2 rounds, and I'd like to buy for them a catcher because they have agility 4 and only strength 2, but agility 4 is a huge thing. I think they can become a better team after I just learned the leap thing to use well. With this block, it can help a lot for them as well. Of course, they want to buy a team reroll and an apothecary as well, but they doesn't have money. They rolled extremely bad in both of the rounds. The next team is the Unicorns, the Wood Elf team, and they are scary. One of their 4 dancers has tackle, the other one has 3 ball. Both of them can have the ball extremely easily, and their catcher has, as you can see, the block to save them, save him. They doesn't have any big injuries. They didn't lost any player. They are in a very good position in this early round. Maybe, of course, they want to buy a 3-man and 1 more reroll, but they doesn't have the money for that. I think they will level up fast. And the last team is the Unicrushers, the Ogres. What can I say? They didn't level up. 2 of the Ogres has actually 5-star player points, so maybe they can level up after this round, and if they are lucky they can get some blocks, but they aren't good for this game. They have the weakest players, so the Gnombards are just extremely bad. This is how my season is in this moment. I'd like to play a couple of matches today, and I think I will have the chance to do it. So have a nice day and see ya!